Hey, what's up, guys? This is Brian from WhisperStatus74. You're looking at the PS4 Pro version of Modern Warfare 2019. This is the beta. Done some videos on it. This is more about the graphics, how the game looks in general. As I get hit with a cruise missile here. Nope, it's going to miss me. We're not going to worry too much about getting kills. In this video, what I want to talk about is the graphics themselves. A lot of our conversations on the channel are about TVs and how things look. What's most important is the content we play on those displays to get the very best out of them. Modern Warfare looks very good for a Call of Duty game. It's probably the first new engine this game has had in a long time. Call of Duty's always been criticized for using the same engine over and over, and it really looks that way. Black Ops 4 was not a good-looking title. Black Ops 3, not a good-looking title. They just really never evolved. They always had very blurry black backgrounds in comparison to other titles. Non-interactive environments, unlike Battlefield, the Battlefield series. Now, we're not really talking about destructibility in environments, but just even swaying of trees, things of that nature, help to bring the world into a more realistic realistic setting. What they've added here are doors, which actually is helpful. You can close them. You can shut them, walk through them. That definitely adds to it. The maps are pretty small, which definitely, is welcome, but not always. Now, in terms of the way the maps look, or the game looks, it's a very drab color palette. Giving the game a little bit of a muddy look. HDR is not available in the beta. It would definitely be very welcome, as the color palette makes everything look very flat in terms of the backgrounds. Now, the backgrounds off in the distance, much better than past Call of Duties, which looked very much like just random paintings. But what we're missing here is any kind of swing. Like, those are very muddy textures in the background. Keep in mind, this is a beta. But us enthusiasts that love visuals, a lot of this is going to make you a little crazy. There's basically no textures on those trees back here. And it is a very muddy game. Now, in motion, as we're playing the game, it looks tremendous. As far as the weapon detail, the weight of the guns, I know that's more of a physical than a visual. But very pleased with the way it looks. I'd be okay if this is how the game ships. Maybe with a little bit more, with HDR would definitely help the drab colors. Now, Modern Warfare has always been known to have drab colors from the very first, the third title. The maps are very small. They can feel very cramped, but they look very good, even having stuff in the background happening. Smoke. My biggest issue with the title, I will say, though, graphically, is the transition from light to dark. And I'll show you that in a second. As we come into a darker area, it's almost slow to bring the light out. Regardless of what you do with the settings, they have that barely visible, video settings. And that doesn't help a whole lot. What it does, it basically really washes it out as you go higher up, which has always been the case. But for me, the better the image looks, the harder it is to see. And that's a little bit of an issue.
Precision airstrike, ready on your mark. Command is ours. Maintain pressure.
So the lighting and everything I do like here, but as I come in to some of these areas, you'll find it very hard to see. There is an area here that shows it better. Right through here, as you get in, this transition into light, it's hard to see on camera, is very slow. Crushing all the blacks here, which is where a lot of people are sitting and waiting for you. Off in the distance when you're aiming, a lot of times these areas will be too dark. You won't be able to see. Now, I don't want to compromise the way my image looks in order to see. Now, in the Pro, you're going to see that a lot of it is blurry. I much rather have it's probably 1080p. I have not done research on it. This is just what I see. It has a more blurry look than a sharp look, which isn't a bad thing, because I'd rather have a little bit more of a blurry look than an aliased one. Meaning having all jaggies everywhere is not something that I would like to see.
Enemy cruise missile. Take cover.
Oh, that was on me. As you can see, some aliasing. But in areas where there is grass, this stuff does not really move with you. Unlike Battlefield. But now they're different types of games, guys. So keep in mind that, the type of game Battlefield is. We're not wanting Call of Duty to exactly be that. I like the interaction with the doors. I like the environments, how they look, the details here with the cables. Very detailed. And like I said, I'd much rather have it be a little more... Sorry, to get rid of that helicopter. I'd rather have it, like I said, a little bit more blurred than alias, than having jaggeds everywhere. If you look here, though, you can see the shimmering on the doors. These are things that we really don't want on current hardware. Now, the PS4 Pro is getting a little bit older. I give it a lot of credit for how good it actually looks, because a lot of this is not visible as we run through the map. The map is quick. I'm not sure it's at 60, but it does look great. And like I said, I'd rather have more blurry textures than have overly sharpened alias textures. Seeing shimmer everywhere is what I notice more. A little hazy out here, like I said. When I played the game on an OLED, the black crush, was probably the biggest issue. Simply because that transition, like something in there, that transition from light to dark is more evident. Now, there are some big changes in Call of Duty. It is Call of Duty through and through, in good and in bad. The game is very frustrating or feels very good. Depends on which lobby you play in. But as far as how it looks, I'm very happy with how it looks. The maps, again, are small. They do feel a little cluttered. I imagine that's to close it off for the frame rate, to make it nice and smooth. We will see the Xbox version at the end of the week. See how that looks. But right now, beautiful in terms of the context of how it plays. A little hazy. The better you make the game look, the more it crushes the black, in terms of, like, in areas like this, you'll see a lot of people hiding. Like that. That wasn't what I meant, though. But the overall look of the game, I'm very pleased with it. Definitely a step above. I thought Black Ops 4 was atrocious looking. Like a watercolor painting. I did not like that at all. And haven't been happy with the way a COD game has looked in a very long time. But the PS4 Pro, aging, really does an excellent job. The game is not choppy. It runs very well. I haven't had any slowdown, any hiccups, or anything like that, which is pretty amazing considering it's a beta. We hope HDR is present. It will definitely help it. But other than some muddy textures, not too detailed in regards to textures, far off aliasing, we said lack of HDR, I am very happy with the way the image looks. I know it doesn't sound like I am, but I am happy with the way it looks. We're in realism mode. I'll expect that the Xbox version will be cleaner, but I don't expect it to be any more vibrant. Again, kind of flat. This is where HDR out here would really help, because it looks too sharp as far as, mountainside to sky. But it is a good looking game, guys. A little blurry. Again, better than having it over aliased. All right, guys. Thank you as always. We'll do some more videos on this before the beta ends. Take care.